Welcome back. Every year, Google I/O is this huge deal, right? More than just product launches, it really shows you where Google's putting its focus, its imagination.
Absolutely, it's massive. But, the real insights often come after the big keynote buzz dies down.
Exactly. When people can actually touch the stuff, get their hands on the tech.
That's where you see what's real versus what's just, a slick demo. The hands-on part is crucial. It's a reality check.
And that's precisely what we're diving into today. We found this great piece from Android Authority where someone got to try out 5 of the, well, coolest things Google showed off after the main event.
Okay, so actual hands-on experiences.
Yep. And our mission here isn't just to list them. We want to unpack these experiences, pull out the really important details, the surprises, and give you listening a shortcut to understanding some of the most exciting and maybe sometimes slightly unexpected developments from I/O, straight from someone who was there, touching the future.
All right, let's get into it. What did they find?
Okay, first up, stepping right into that future of computing on your face idea, those Android XR prototype glasses.
Ah, yes. We saw hints last year, Project Astra and all that, now confirmed. They run Android XR. And this time people could actually try them.
They could. The author got to put them on, interact. This wasn't just watching someone else do it.
That's significant.
Yeah.
So what was the verdict? Did they,
Well,
work?
here's the thing that jumped out. They reported that, nearly everything Google showed on stage with the glasses, it actually worked in their demo.
Really, like the Gemini conversations about objects.
Yeah, seeing the text response overlaid, hearing the audio from the stems, turn-by-turn directions, phone notifications popping up, even taking photos with a tap, it was apparently all functional.
Okay, that's pretty impressive for a prototype demo. Any glitches?
A couple of things felt familiar from the keynote issues. Live translation still didn't work in this demo either.
Ah, okay.
And a really key observation, the display only showed up in the right eye. If you close that eye, the image was gone.
Just one eye. That seems limited.
It does sound a bit odd, but apparently the Google rep explained that this specific prototype was a single screen unit, for the demo. But Android XR itself, it can support different setups. 1 screen, 2 screens, even no screens.
Oh, okay. So retail versions could be different. That flexibility in Android XR itself is interesting. It means they're building a platform, not just one specific device.
Right. And despite that single eye thing in the demo, the author's overall feeling was really positive. They said the glasses felt good to wear, worked well, felt like a fully realized wearable product.
And definitely not Glass 2.0.
Exactly. They made that point clear. And the partnership behind them is pretty heavy-hitting. Google software, Samsung hardware, Qualcomm chips.
That tells you it's serious, not just an experiment. But the big question, I guess.
Yeah, the usual suspects. When can we buy it? How much? Is it even coming out soon? No details. The author was kind of hoping we wouldn't be waiting until I/O 2026.
The classic tech conference cliffhanger, yeah.
Sorry?
Okay, so from AR glasses to high-end VR Project Muhan.
That's the one. Samsung's premium VR headset, also running Android XR. And very few people got to try this, but our source was one of them.
Okay, privileged access. What was the immediate takeaway?
Premium and polished. That was the first impression. It felt retail ready, complete, maybe even more so than the glasses seemed.
Interesting. And comfort. That's always make or break for VR.
They hit on that hard. Said it fit well, good weight balance, partly because it uses an external battery pack,
Right. Shift some weight off your head.
Exactly. And while they admitted the cable and battery pack weren't, ideal, it was less annoying than I thought. Crucially, they felt they could wear it for hours. That's a big claim in VR.
Wow, okay. And the visuals?
Stunning.
Yeah.
Apparently the display is auto-adjusted for your eyes, full color, super low latency, no blurriness. The author literally called it some of the best I've ever experienced.
High praise. What about controlling it? Still these controllers.
Nope, controller free. Just hand gestures using your palm, pinching fingers, swiping. They said it was super intuitive, got the hang of the OS in minutes, just waving their hands around.
Okay, that combination. Great visuals, comfy, intuitive controls sounds really promising. And the AI part. Gemini.
Right, there's a dedicated button. Press it, Gemini pops up anywhere in Android XR. And the key thing is, Gemini understands what you're seeing on the screen.
Contextual AI.
Exactly. The example they gave was gaming. Imagine you're stuck in a VR game, you hit the button, ask Gemini for help, and it gives you tips or a tutorial right there without you having to take the headset off or quit the game.
That is actually a killer feature. Wow.
Yeah. And speaking of gaming, they were apparently told it will support traditional VR controllers, even console ones like Xbox controllers.
Oh, okay. So it could be a proper gaming machine, too.
That was the author's takeaway, yeah. A potential true gaming powerhouse, even though they didn't test that bit themselves.
So it sounds amazing. Polished, comfortable, great visuals, smart AI. What's the catch?
The same catch as the glasses, basically. The fatal flaw, as the author put it, we don't know when it's coming out or even what its final name will be.
Right. Google and Samsung are saying this year.
They are, but the author sounded, let's say, skeptical.
Hmm.
Potential manufacturing delays, maybe tariff issues, lots of unknowns.
Understandable skepticism. But the author clearly wants one.
Oh, yeah. Their reaction was basically, I will be first in line, which tells you something about how good it felt.
Definitely. Okay, so shifting gears from hardware. How is AI changing something really fundamental, like Google search?
Good transition. Yeah, they looked at AI mode in Chrome and also Search Live. AI mode is basically, well, the author called it Google search on AI steroids.
Okay, sounds powerful. How does it work differently?
So instead of typing simple keywords and getting, a list of blue links.
The classic Google results page.
Right. With AI mode, you can ask much more complicated things, use much more complex queries. And the system does a bunch of searches for you behind the scenes, then pulls it all together into a single, unique page of results, like an easy-to-understand overview.
Can you give an example?
Yeah, the author used a good one. Searching for a new phone, specifically an Android phone under $800, good camera, available in the US.
Okay, pretty specific criteria.
Exactly. And instead of just links to reviews, the AI mode page apparently suggested specific models, Pixel 9a, Galaxy S25, OnePlus 13R, and included buy links, YouTube reviews about them, articles, the works, much more like getting a personalized shopping assistant.
That does sound genuinely useful. And is this coming soon, or?
Actually, this is the interesting part for you listening. If you're in the US and you've opted into Search Labs, you probably have this now or you will have it soon. It's rolling out.
Oh, wow. Okay, so that's AI mode. What about Search Live?
Search Live is coming a bit later this summer. It's a feature within AI mode. Basically, it lets you use your phone's camera to show Gemini something in the real world and ask questions about it.
That sounds a lot like the Gemini Live feature that's already on Android, right? Point your camera and talk.
Functionally, yes, very similar. The big difference and the significance here is that Search Live will work on any mobile device via the main Google app.
So it brings that visual search capability to iPhone users through the Google app.
Precisely. The author tried an early version, said it worked just as well as Gemini Live. So, point your phone at a weird plant, ask, what is this? Like, that kind of thing.
Useful. But is there a downside?
The author raised a potential issue. Yeah, they called it dangerous feature creep territory.
Meaning?
Well, you've got Gemini Live in one place, now Search Live doing similar things in another. They worried it might get confusing for people. Like, where do I go to do this visual search thing? Which Google app or feature?
Yeah, I can see that. Keeping things simple for the user while adding powerful features is always a balancing act.
Yeah.
Okay, so from useful AI to creative AI. The next one, Flow, caused some conflict.
Yeah, this one was interesting. The author described Flow as their most conflicted experience of the lot.
Conflicted how? What exactly is Flow?
Okay, so Flow is a new tool for essentially filmmaking. It lets you easily generate video clips in succession just by typing text prompts.
So generative video.
Exactly. But then you can arrange those clips, edit them on a traditional timeline. The whole idea is you could potentially create an entire film, scene by scene, just by describing what you want.
Wow. So you generate a clip, then what?
You can then tweak it with additional prompts or even extend it, make the scene longer, change something, all with text.
And it's going to use VO3, Google's latest video generation model.
That's the plan. And VO3 is significant because it doesn't just do the moving pictures. It can add music, sound effects, even spoken dialogue.
So you really could generate a complete film out of thin air, as the author put it.
Pretty much. And the demo itself sounded incredibly easy to use. So easy, the author said. They made these hilarious and cute clips of a bug droid eating spaghetti with a cat.
Okay.
And then they could easily edit them, extend them, just using more prompts.
Did they actually see VO3 generate stuff?
Yeah.
Adding sound and dialogue?
No, apparently not in this demo. But it wasn't because the tech wasn't ready. It's just that generating those clips takes time, up to 10 minutes per clip. Too long for a quick demo slot at I/O.
Ah, okay. Logistical reasons. So where does the conflict come in? It sounds technically amazing.
Right, that was part of it. The author felt elated at how cool it is, but immediately after that, they felt dismayed by how unnecessary it is and even called it kind of frightening.
Frightening. Why?
They brought up Google's AI remake of The Wizard of Oz from a while back, saying it had a problematic error, and it made them question the purpose of a tool like Flow. Like, why does this need to exist at all?
Ah, okay. So it's that deeper question about AI replacing human creativity. You're making things that feel maybe soulless
Hmm.
or just unnecessary.
Exactly. That real tension between the sheer power of the tech and the why behind it, it clearly struck a nerve.
Yeah, that's a feeling a lot of people are grappling with when it comes to generative AI in creative fields. Powerful, yes, but
Ah.
what for? Okay, one last thing they tried. Something more. Physical. Aloha Robotics.
Yeah, the last one. And the author was upfront. This is not something you'll have in your house anytime soon. Definitely future facing.
Okay, so what was the setup?
Controlling two robot arms, big ones apparently, towering over the objects they were working with. And the interface, just voice commands, talking to Gemini through a microphone.
So just telling the robots what to do.
Pretty much. Using natural language, you could tell Gemini, pick up that block, move the cup over there, put the ball into the box, stuff like that.
And the robots would just do it.
And they'd attempt it. But the demo also showed the limitations. The author said the arms weren't perfect.
I see.
Well, one example was if you told it to put an object in a container, it would do that. But then sometimes it would just keep picking up other random objects and try to dump them in too.
Ah, okay, a bit overzealous.
Yeah. And they couldn't handle multiple steps in one command. You couldn't say, put the block in the box and then pick up the box. Each action needed its own separate command.
So still some way to go before we have truly helpful robot butlers.
Definitely.
Hmm.
But even with those glitches and limitations, the core experience of controlling physical robots just by talking,
Yeah.
the author said it was their first time doing that, and it was the very definition of cool.
I can imagine. Even if it's imperfect, seeing robots respond to your voice commands must feel pretty futuristic. It's a glimpse of AI not just being on screens, but actually interacting with the physical world through machines.
Wow, yeah, that really covers a huge range, doesn't it?
Yeah.
All from one person's hands-on time at I/O, wearable ARVR, AI search that you can maybe use today, AI filmmaking that's both cool and maybe a bit worrying, and voice-controlled robots.
It really paints a picture, doesn't it? These 5 examples chosen by the author show AI moving beyond our screens, getting woven into the physical world, into how we create things, changing how we might interact with, well, everything.
So thinking about these 5 areas, for you listening, which one feels like the biggest deal? Is it that potentially super immersive, comfortable VR, or the AI search helping you right now, maybe the AI filmmaking power, or even those early steps with the robots?
It's a lot to take in, and seeing AI pop up in such different ways is really something. Given how fast things seem to be moving here, I mean, sophisticated hardware, AI making movies, AI controlling robots. This deep dive makes you wonder, doesn't it?
Wonder what?
What skills, what interfaces we're going to need in the next few years. Is talking to an AI going to be the new way we interact, not just with information, but with the physical world around us? Like, is that the next mouse and keyboard? Definitely something to think about.